Hello YouTube, welcome to Valhalla Strength YYC. We're going to be continuing along with Brielle's competition lifts, the past couple comps. This particular video is from Alberta Provincials in March, and we're just going to do a comparison and go over what our plan is for the clean and jerk leading into the next season. So right now she's doing a 87 kilo opener. Some of her strengths are her ability to keep the bar nice and close to the body. She does have a tendency to be a little bit lazy on initiating the pull with her arms to help her squat under. So we get a little bit of deflection and a bit of a hop forward. She's also up on her toes for a little bit too long. So we wanted to work on that reaction of push and land to be a bit more aggressive, as well as be a bit more reactive in contact and pull. So for her second and third attempt, she went for 90. 90 was unsuccessful due to a press out. I'm not going to show that just for time, but here you can kind of see a few little slowdowns where we don't want them to happen. And then she's a little shaky on that landing. So if we kind of go back and take a look, we can see that right off the floor, she's kind of yanking the bar a little bit, right? Lots of effort. And we really want to focus on driving with the legs rather than pulling and hanging way far over the bar. She's using her back quite a lot to generate force at this weight, and she's shifting back quite far onto her heels. So at limit weights, she tends to have a bit of an issue with that consistency in torso position, as well as speed off the floor. Here you can really see that deflection start to rear its ugly head, right? Because from this point, she's way too far over the bar and she's way too far back on her heels. So as she shifts forwards, she loses the ability to use her quads effectively and bumps the bar a bit too much. Her arms, thankfully, because of her far over position, are a lot more active, and we do want a good level of tension in order to do the clean correctly. Strong stand up regardless. And going into the jerk, we see the bar is kind of sitting forward in front of her ears, and we obviously want the chest to be forward, shoulders pulled back, and the bar sitting behind the ear. You can tell her front foot is quite short at this weight, so her knee is pushing a bit too far forward. So she's having some problems with timing her push. You can see her her front foot is glued to the floor and having trouble sliding forward. She's also having to land quite quickly because of the overextension. So going into the competition that just happened in June, we wanted to address a few of those, and let's see how she did with that. So heading into clean and jerk number 1, she was in a pretty strong position. Because this is the first competition of the season after a short break, we didn't want to go aggressive on the clean and jerk, so we opened a couple kilos lower. We also wanted to get a bit of victory in making sure her positioning on her jerk was better and manage a bit of back pain as well. You can see that her clean is a lot more reactive, right? There's a lot more contact and pull a little bit closer together. We were working a lot on speed upwards with power cleans and strong stand up again. And then getting into the jerk, you really see, right, a much more confident position. Chest is forward. She still tends to be a little bit late on the front foot, but it's not too bad, right? You see that it's actually moving a little bit earlier, but a little tendency to collapse that knee. We're having some issues with strength in the right foot, and wanted to make sure that we're addressing that through some strength development work. Clean and jerk number 2, 88, and this was a successful lift. So what we want to see is basically the same thing that we're seeing at 85, right? So all the strengths that come out at the opener, we want to see them continue through the second attempt. And you can see again, right? You see how reactive here, push and land. Very solid attempt there. Stand up is fast, and we're seeing a lot more of an even drive through the knees kind of pulling in. Again, magnitude of that is a little too much, but if it happens a little bit, not a huge deal. And again, we're addressing that with a lot of adductor work. We're addressing that with a little bit more strength work through her hamstrings and through her calves as well. And then going into the jerk, so super consistent there. Again, like the footwork aspect is not nearly as much of a problem as the dip and drive, and making sure that that is set first, and then we can kind of play around with the footwork and the timing of that. And then we finish off with a third attempt at 91. So we're trying to punch a kilo over previous clean and jerk best. She has cleaned a few kilos more than this, and jerked a bit more, but putting it together, this is a solid win for her. And again, you see that consistency in that overhead position and that landing, and that's really extremely important over, you know, where the feet land. Is how aggressive are you in that dip and drive, and then how does that lead into your landing? Short, you know, long, whatever. We want to see chest forward, shoulders back a bit, bar sitting over the head, and that confident position. The rest we can work on, and it's easy. So this gave her the win, and it was a very solid victory and well won. So thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you like the video, please like it, and if you want to see some more, hit subscribe.